Gilbert, Arizona is growing a lot, but the question is it right for you? I'm Courtney, I'm a realtor from Real Broker, and I actually live here in Gilbert. I love living here, but it may not be the perfect place for you. So let's get into it. Let's talk about schools. Let's talk about house prices, things to do, shopping. And if you guys are moving to the Phoenix area, or maybe you're moving across town, please contact me for any questions. I really am a servant at heart, so if there's any way I can help you, don't hesitate to reach out. But let's get back on the topic of Gilbert. So I asked several different people how they would describe Gilbert in 2 to 3 words, and it was kind of astonishing that everyone replied with the same verbiage, and it was that it was family friendly. I even went onto ChatGPT, and that was one of the things ChatGPT brought up as well. Now, Gilbert has grown significantly, and we're seeing a lot of development, just not with houses, but also with shopping centers, bars. So although Gilbert is attracting many more families, we're also seeing some younger professionals come to the area as well. Now, as far as retirement communities, we do see a handful of them here, but it's definitely not as prolific as some of the neighboring cities like Mesa, for example. Now, from an aesthetic standpoint, Gilbert is actually quite pretty. There's quite a bit of trees lining a lot of the streets and the neighborhoods, and inside within a lot of these neighborhoods, there's also a lot of green space, community green space, and even some water features. It is kind of a mixed bag of single family homes, townhomes, and apartments. Now, if you are planning on renting, the median rent, according to the MLS, is around $2,100. Now, you can find something cheaper if you're looking for more of a 1-bedroom apartment. You could be paying as low as $1,500, $1,600. And of course, if you're renting a larger home, it is going to be quite a bit more. It might even be, $3,000, $4,000 a month. Now, if you're looking to buy a home, the median home price is about $550,000. So this is higher than a lot of other suburbs that we see in Phoenix. Now, if this is above your budget, there are homes that you'll find in the $400,000 range. There's a few homes that you might find under $400,000, but this typically either is a townhome or it's a home that needs a lot of work done. Now, if your budget is under $400,000 and you're pretty set on living in a single family home, not an apartment or a townhouse, it may make more sense to go out further towards either Queen Creek or Santan. Now, you aren't getting a mansion for $350,000, but you might find more of a modest starter home. Now, if you're moving from out of state, and depending where you're coming from, you may see the lots are on the smaller side. On average, I would say you would find lot sizes are between 5,000 and 7,000 square feet. Now, there are larger lot sizes, but I will say if you get to about a half acre, you're probably getting closer to that $1 million range. And then as the lot sizes increase, the price just keeps going up and up. Now, if lot size is important to you and you don't have that budget of $1 million, you might want to start looking further away from Gilbert. Queen Creek, Santan area, and Mesa up north also has some bigger lots that aren't quite as expensive. Now, when people refer to Gilbert as a family-friendly area, a lot of them are referring to the schools. So this makes it very attractive for a lot of families to move to Gilbert. Now, it is really important if you have kids to do your research. So I am gonna add some links below, just different resources that rates Gilbert schools. I would also highly recommend joining some Facebook groups. A lot of people on these Facebook groups will be really transparent and honest with you. And it's just good to hear about the schools from people that actually live here and send their kids to school here. Another cool thing about Phoenix Metro is they have open enrollment. So even if you aren't living in the school district that you want to send your child, you have an opportunity, I believe it's around January, where you can apply for your child to go to a different school district. Now, you aren't gonna have a bus that takes your child to school, but this could be an option for you if that's important. Another thing to keep in mind is Gilbert also has several private schools, charter schools, preparatory schools. They even have a Montessori school. So there are options for you if you don't want to send your child to a private school. Let's talk about crime. So if you look at this map right here, you can see generally that, Gilbert is pretty safe. I'll put more links below too for Neighborhood Scout and also the Gilbert Police Department, so you can look a little bit more at the data. And some of the neighborhoods do vary. So that's another thing to consider if you are looking at a home and about to purchase it. Perhaps look at these websites at that specific zip code or that specific block. Okay, so let's talk about shopping. I will say suburban life is highly convenient here in Gilbert. So for example, groceries. Within 2 miles, I have 2 Fry's grocery stores. I have a Walmart Supercenter, I have an Albertsons, and if I'm willing to even drive 3 to 4 miles, I have Costco, Sam's, Sprouts, Trader Joe's. So pretty much on every corner of every major intersection, there are a lot of shopping centers. Now, not everyone has a grocery store, but they usually have some restaurants, coffee shop, gyms. You're probably gonna have several pharmacies like CVS, Rite Aid, right around your corner as well. Now, the biggest shopping center we have is in Santan Village. This area is full of your big department stores, Dick's, Home Goods, Nordstrom's Rack. And then you also have a more outdoor mall area, and this has more of your smaller shops like Lululemon, Victoria's Secrets, White House Black Market. And of course, there's also a lot of restaurants in this area. Now, as I mentioned before, there are several parks within a lot of these neighborhoods, but we also have some bigger parks. So on the north side, we have Freestone Park. So there's several different playgrounds there, walking paths. There's even a train, a little train that you can ride on that goes around Freestone Park. And there's also Riparian Nature Preserve. It's this great little nature preserve nestled right in Gilbert. Now, if we're talking Gilbert, we have to talk about downtown Gilbert. If you've done any research about Gilbert, you probably have seen our famous water tower. I would say this is our landmark of Gilbert, and this is right downtown. Downtown Gilbert is walkable. There's some shops, but it's primarily composed of a lot of different restaurants, some breweries, some bars. There's also several different events throughout the year held in downtown Gilbert. On Saturdays, you have the farmers market. On Fridays, they have Feastable Fridays. A lot of food trucks come and park along the way. Now, I would say even though downtown Gilbert does have a lot of bars and breweries and nightlife, now if you're looking for more of like a club DJ scene, Gilbert's probably not going to be the place for you. You're probably going to want to go up towards more Old Town Scottsdale or more Central Phoenix. Another cool area of Gilbert that's worth mentioning is Agritopia. So Agritopia used to be a homestead, and they more recently developed it into what they refer to it as a village center. So there are some beautiful neighborhoods lined with these great trees. Then there's some great restaurants there, coffee. And of course, Phoenix famous Joe's Farms Grill is in Agritopia. It's a Gilbert staple. So the newest addition for Agritopia is actually what they're calling the epicenter. So this is a mixed use building. So they have a pretty nice apartments on the top. And then on the bottom, it's a mix of nice restaurants. There's a couple bars, gyms, shopping. Now, if you progress a little bit further south from Agritopia, you'll run into Verde Cooling Station. And this is one of the newest additions that we have here in Gilbert. This is also a brand new development. There's several restaurants, bars, new apartment buildings, great park in the center, really cool brand new area. There is a lot more to Gilbert than what I'm just sharing with you in this video. If you're moving here, you're probably gonna have more questions. Don't be shy, reach out, call, text, email, whatever's easiest for you. Let's chat and I'll share whatever else that you need to know. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. If you found any of this helpful, please subscribe. It helps me so much. And if you have anything further to add, I would love to hear from you. Comment below. Have a good one, guys.